Well, if you've been to the butcher recently, you might have noticed that the price of meat is on the rise. Now, this is all because of African swine fever. We've got Nine's finance editor Ross Greenwood at Tender Gourmet Butchery at Hornsby in New South Wales to break all this down for us. Ross, we're hearing that bacon, pork, ham, that's all going to skyrocket.
Yeah, well, it could potentially if it gets into Australia, and that's the big issue. Pork, of course, is one of the staples of our diet, but we know because of the drought already that lamb and beef prices are rising. So what people are doing these days is going towards chicken and pork. Let me bring in here Adam Stratton, one of the country's best butchers. He's a man who was with Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister, a little while ago at the White House with Donald Trump cooking barbecues there for him. Adam, here's the big issue. You know, if African swine fever, which is not here in Australia, but it's in Timor-Leste, which is only 700 k's away from our borders. If it gets into Australia, it could have a devastating impact on pork production and also on pork prices here in Australia.
Oh, look, it'd be terrible, especially leading into Christmas and all that. It's the last thing you'd want. So, yeah, it's a real concern. Like, farmers are doing it tough at the moment, as it is, and high protein prices of the other primals and stuff. So we don't want to see pork go through the roof.
OK, so pork consumption in Australia, 4 to 5 million pigs every year, but also the feral pig population in Australia, they say is more than 20 million. So if it gets into that feral pig population, there's also a fundamental issue here. But right now, the issue is for Australia, because we don't have it, it's actually one of the alternative meats, given the fact that beef and lamb prices have gone up so much because of the drought.
Yeah, pork's been real affordable, like with chicken, and everyone's been jumping on the back of pork. But it'll be a real concern, and I just hope it doesn't get through the border securities and stuff like that and comes to Australia. And I hope that people overseas that are bringing pork are being mindful that they could, you know, cause problems.
Well, I've got to tell you, in the last 8 months, 27 tonnes of pork products have been confiscated at our borders. And of that, 15% of it had this African swine fever. So if it got into Australia, it could really kill off almost 3,000 farming families that rely on this particular industry. That's the reason why it's so important when people are crossing borders. They don't bring pork products in. They don't bring it in from families overseas. Woman deported yesterday as a result of exactly that. Now, tell me one thing. When you go to the White House and you cook a few pork sausages, you have been judged as having the world's best sausage. What did you cook for the president?
We did the world's best, the pork truffle and provolone. Obviously pork, and then we did lamb, Vegemite and cheese. We did a few other different varieties.
Lamb, Vegemite and cheese. Can I just tell you, Adam Stratton, said to be one of the world's very best butchers here at Tender Gourmet Butchery, but that's the big message for you. Pork products, it is sensitive, and right now, those border crossings are all important. Tom?
Yeah, big issue, and it looks like Adam's still got Donald Trump in his ear there. He's got the earpiece, the hotline from the White House keeping him looped in there.
Exactly.
Now, it's going to be a big issue in the months to come. Ross and Adam, appreciate your time.